Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, over the last weekend, we had a lot of talk about Game Changer Wrestling. We had the homecoming weekend in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We had Matt Cordova of Impact Wrestling show up. He showed up a few months ago and attacked Nick Gage. Ended up having the title match, as we all know. Matt Cordova won the GCW World Heavyweight title. He's taken it to Disney World. He said on Twitter multiple times that his goal is to change Game Changer Wrestling. Yeah, dude, no. Please don't. They don't have ring covers. Okay, fine. Game Changer Wrestling is a unique promotion. It is the ECW of modern day. There's no going and changing it. The fact that you're there and you're on social media and you're a pretty big name in the wrestling business because you were a two-time Intercontinental Champion, you're a tag team champion in WWE. That gives credibility to the company because you're there. There's no change in things, dude. Just don't. So in 2021, there has been 24 Game Changer Wrestling shows. Now, one of those shows was a 24-hour show. Yes, you heard me right, 24 hours. Now, it was broken down into segments. I think there was like 14 or 15 different segments. If you look at the description below, you'll see all the shows from this year. You'll see everything that was on that 24-hour show, Fight Forever. I watched it, not live, not in its entirety, over time. It took me like 2 weeks to watch it. But yeah, it was a good stuff. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to run down the best matches of 2021. 269 matches in Game Changer Wrestling in 2021. 230 men's, 18 women, and 21 intergender matches. Now, there's not a lot of women's matches because there's not a lot of women in Game Changer Wrestling. If there is, they're wrestling intergender matches, which is nothing wrong with that. A lot of these women's matches came from the Collective, which was WrestleMania weekend in Tampa Bay. There was, 12 or 13 shows from Game Changer and some other promotions, like VXS and some other promotions that went on that weekend. And then also Independent Wrestling Television had their Collective or their set of shows as well. There was a ton of wrestling over the WrestleMania weekend. And Game Changer is doing a bunch of shows in Chicago over All Out weekend. So this stuff is out there. Fight TV carries all their shows. There's a few shows on Independent Wrestling TV, but everything is on Fight. I purchase all the shows through Fight. I wish they would offer some type of network type of deal, like if you get a subscription to Game Changer, you get all their shows for X amount per month. I think that would be kind of cool. No Peace Underground was part of the Collective. No Peace Underground, which was part of GCW's The Collective Remix. And then they also a part of Independent Wrestling Showcase of the Independents. That all took over place over WrestleMania weekend. Again, in the description, we listed all the shows. There are some shows on Game Changer's YouTube page, along with their sister promotion, Jersey Championship Wrestling. That returning, they've had 4 shows this year. But let's get to the best of Game Changer matches so far this year. Again, 10 best women, men, and then I'm doing the best intergender. We're going to start with the 5 best intergender matches of those 21 for this year. Number 5 comes from July 10th. You only die once. It was Effy versus Allie. Now, this is actually an intergender tag team in Game Changer called Boosie. Effy and Allie, they've had a little problems, a little bit, not on killing each other. So they decided to have a match, one-on-one. This was actually a really, really good match. Allie, she's so talented. Now, will she ever make it to WWE or AEW? Probably. I definitely see her being the next woman out. Several women have gone on to NXT from Game Changer this year alone. If you remember in NXT, Cora James, or Cora, whatever her name is, she was part of Game Changer, and then a couple other ones that I can't think of their name right off the top of my head. That match, Effy and Allie did get the victory. Her and Effy did make up, so their tag team is back on, and they are back on the same page. I give that match 3.5. Now, the day before that, because a lot of these Game Changer shows will be back-to-back days, they had GCW Local Fight Club Houston. So it was a collaboration. We had the Game Changer World Heavyweight Title Line champion Nick Gage versus Sadiqa. If you've never seen Sadiqa wrestle, holy hell. She might be one of the top 5, top 10 independent women wrestlers. She took Nick Gage to the limit in this match. This is actually the kind of match I expect to see tonight on Dynamite with Nick Gage and Chris Jericho. But Nick Gage did retain his title here. I didn't give it a 3.5. Definitely one of those death matches. It's like, whoa. It was really, really good. Next up, we had 3 on the list from May 15th. We had from Draft Day was named the show, which I believe I did a review of that on here. We had Joey Janela versus Allie Catch. Again, the same kind of match she had with Effy, she had with the bad boy Joey Janela. Now, the cool thing about Joey Janela is the fact that he is on AEW and he is on mainstream wrestling. The bad boy Joey Janela, plus he's all over the indies. When he wrestles somebody like an Allie Catch, that might catch the eye of a Tony Khan or a Vince going, oh, wait, this guy's on mainstream TV. He's wrestling this girl here. We know how good he is now. She's wrestling up to his level. Maybe she's worth looking at. The bad boy Joey Janela to get the victory there. I give it 3.5. Next up from the collective from WrestleMania weekend, April 9th, our spring break, which was supposed to have been Joey Janela's spring break 5, but because Joey Janela lost to Ricky Shane Page ended up taking the name of the collective and got to book it. We had Billy Starks versus Starboy Charlie. Pretty even matchup. These two are up-and-comers in the independent scene. Starboy Charlie over 2021 has really kind of made a name for himself. He doesn't really get a lot of wins, but he actually does well against his opponents. Like I said at the homecoming, he lost twice, but I thought he got over real well with that. He did get the victory over Billy Starks in a 3.5-star match. Number 1, the best intergender match from Game Changer Wrestling, June 6th, Zombie Walk. We had Bushi, Effy Alley Catch teaming up with Everett Connors. This is a 6-person intergender match. Going up against Second Gear Crew, one called Manders, Mance Warner, and Levi Everett. This was a hell of a match. Oh my God. The fact that Manders and Mance Warner are kind of two of those. The best way to describe Manders, and I've done this before on the channel, Bradshaw. If you remember Bradshaw in WWE, that's Manders. Kind of a country boy coming out, country strong. Manders is that beer drinking, don't give two craps about nothing. Levi Everett, his character is kind of like an Amish guy. He'll churn butter when he gets in the ring. A couple of his moves are named after that. But the fact that they got the win over Bush, Effy, Alley Catch, and Everett Connors, I gave it 4-star. It was that good of a match. All right, for the women. Again, most of these women's matches, all but one of them actually came from the collective from WrestleMania weekend. So number 10 was come from Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 6, April 8th. It was Allison Kay versus Masha Slamovich. Allison Kay got the victory. It was the Bloodsport, so it was more no ropes, more MMA style versus wrestling style. So those are still kind of, if you're me rating them, so I give it 2 3/4. Allison Kay is very talented. She got the victory there. Number 9, we had Jimmy Lloyd's D-Generation F from April 8th. It's Billy Starks versus Roxy versus Sky Blue. Sky Blue has actually been on AEW here recently, so is Roxy. And Billy Starks, again, very talented. I can't wait to see her move up to AEW and or WWE NXT. And seeing these women on the indies and seeing how well they're doing is pretty awesome. Billy Starks did get the victory here. I give it 2 3/4. Next up, we had from number 8 on the list for the Culture from April 8th. We actually had the Impact Knockout Tag Titles on the line. Yes, you heard me right. On the Game Changer Wrestling Show, for the Culture, we had the Impact Knockout Tag Titles on the line. We had champions Fire and Flavor, Tasha Steelz, and Kiera Hogan going up against Brooke Valentine and Willow Nightingale. It's a really good match. Fire and Flavor obviously retained the titles. I give it 2 3/4. The one thing I take away from this is Willow Nightingale. Very talented. She actually is doing stuff. She's been on Dark Elevation. I believe Willow's been on there. She's been actually in Ring of Honor. She's part of the Ring of Honor Women's Tournament this summer. So definitely can't wait till she makes it big and becomes that, superstar. I'm like, hey, I remember her in Game Changer. Next up, number 7 came from Allie Kat's Real Hot Girl Shit from April 9th. We had Devani versus Erica Lee. Devani getting the victory here. I gave it 3-star. Number 6 came from the same show, Allie Kat's Real Hot Girl Shit, April 9th. We had Dark Sheik versus Holodead. Holodead, again, another one of those independent women who have wrestled in NWA and some other promotions that Impact as well. Holodead got the victory there. I ended up giving it 3-star. Number 5, same show. Allie Kat's Real Hot Girl Shit. We had Tasha Steelz versus Trish Adore. Tasha Steelz, Impact Wrestling Women's Tag Team Champion. She ended up getting the victory there. I ended up giving it 3-star. Same show. Good show, actually. You should check it out. We had Alley Cat versus Billy Starks. Alley Cat getting the victory. Now, Alley Cat and Alley Catch is the same person. She ended up changing her name about midway through the year. So Alley Cat got the victory there in 3-star. Number 3 came from Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 6. That was on April 8th. We had Chennai Kai versus Karen Tran. Chennai Kai getting the victory there. It was a little bit better than the Allison Kay and Masha Simovich match, so I ended up giving it 3. And Chennai Kai get the victory there. From Alley Cat's Real Hot Girl Shit from January 30th, we had Willow Nightingale versus Alley Cat. Willow Nightingale got the victory there. Again, 2 very talented women. Look for big things from them over the next few years. I give that match 3 1/4. Now, the best match of the women's in GCW. Alley Cat's Real Hot Girl Shit, April 9th. As soon as I say these names, you'll be like, yeah, that's what's number 1. Allison Kay versus Jordynne Grace. 2 of the top women's wrestlers in professional wrestling. 2 of the top wrestlers in professional wrestling. Allison Kay, she's wrestling in, where's she at now? AAW. I've seen her a lot. I've seen her in Game Changer some different other independent promotions. Jordynne Grace, Impact Wrestling. Both of these women, I think, will eventually make it big time. AEW, NXT, preferably in the AEW, because they need to strengthen their women's division. But Allison Kay, AK-47, got the victory. I give it 3.5. On to the men. Number 10 comes from April 8th for the Culture. We had Leo Rush versus Lee Moyer. Lee Moyer getting the victory over Leo Rush in 3 3/4 star. Now, Leo Rush has said he retired from wrestling, but I've still seen him a few times, so I'm not sure what's going on with him. But Lee Moriarty, I am huge on him. He's one of my favorites right now in the Indies. I will actually go on independent wrestling television and search Lee Moriarty and watch the shows he's on. Very talented guy. I cannot wait till he is a superstar somewhere. Number 9 comes from 56 Nights. It was January 1 show. We had Lee Moriarty versus Blake Christian. I've been high on Blake Christian for years. He is part of the breakout tournament NXT. He is Trey Baxter. And so I cannot wait. I really want him to win that tournament, at least in the finals of that tournament. I don't think it's going to happen, but I definitely think he's talented to do that. And I would love for big things to happen for him. He got the victory here over Lee Moriarty in 3 3/4 star match. Number 8 came from Fight Forever. It was the Iron Man Challenge. It was for the Synergy World Heavyweight title. It started out as a 60-minute Iron Man match. Champion Jordan Oliver versus Tony Deppen. After 60 minutes, just like the famous 60-minute Iron Man match, Brett and John, it was tied. Of course, the crowd's chanting 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, whatever they were chanting. Tony and Jordan Oliver had the mic and said, you know what? You want more time? Look, Tony Deppen says, how about 60 more minutes? Throw the mic down. So we had an hour and 20-minute match. Yes, it dragged on. I've watched 93-minute matches before. Just like the 93-minute match between CM Punk and Chris Hero. There was 2 out of 3 falls. and drug on half of it. The other 90-minute match that CM Punk and Chris Hero had, I watched it. It drug on too. This match drug on. Part of it was unwatchable. I literally fast forward through some of it. But I went back and kind of like, there's nothing going on, so I'm like, it was bad. But I mean, the spots they did do were really good. Jordan Oliver did retain the Synergy World title here. I did give it 3 3/4. I gave it based on the moves that we had. I kind of took, in my mind of reading the match, I took away the dead stuff and just what the match actually was. Number 7 on the list comes from Tournament of Survival 666 on June 5th. It was a fuckery boards match. You heard me right. Fuckery boards match. G-Raver versus Effy. Yeah. You want destruction. You want hardcore death match. This is it. G-Raver is it. This match was phenomenal, I thought. Very rarely do I look at matches on the death match scene. Will I go above a 4? I give this one 4. To me, I mean, again, there's a niche to these death matches. Of when I'm rating them and as I'm watching them, it's like how impactful was the whatever it was, light tubes, boards, etc. Did the wrestler sell it, or was there no sell? Or was it a point in the match where you didn't really need a sell? It's like, is it something where you have a Schlack or you have Jimmy Lloyd or Nick Gage is at that point where that kind of face is starting to do their comeback, the heel hits him with a light tube, and they just stare at him like, is that all you got? Kind of like Hogan used to do, when they would chop him or do whatever, and he's like, get back in their face. And so it's like I watched for the keys of that like that. So this match kind of delivered to me on that one. G-Raver getting the victory again, 4-star. Next up, we had the rSpring break from April 9th. We had the Game Changer World title on the line. We had champion Ricky Shane Page, RSP, versus Nick Gage. This is actually the show where Nick Gage actually won back the title. Now, Ricky Shane Page, we've actually seen him on AEW Dark. So, yeah, it's kind of cool seeing these two guys on AEW, knowing them from Game Changer. And I will say, when Ricky Shane was on Dark, Excalibur put him over, talked about the scars. You see him, he literally had a death match like the weekend before. So it's like they kind of talked about that. He's in this niche, blah, 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 the barbed wire and stuff. This is why you see that, So he kind of gave us the picture of this is what this guy is. Just like they did with Nick Gage. I gave this match 4 stars as well. From Homecoming. Homecoming 2, the main event on July 25th. Main event death match. Drew Parker, which is the Game Changer Ultra Violence champion and the Big Japan Wrestling Hardcore champion. Or deathmatch champion. Drew Parker, him and Jimmy Lloyd put on a masterful main event and deathmatch. Still, it had those kind of like comebacks. It had all that to me, and a lot of violence, a lot of damage. It's like, how are we still walking? Again, I gave that match 4 stars as well. Matter of fact, when Drew Parker won the Game Changer Ultraviolet title on Homecoming Day 1, that's next up, and it was against Alex Colon. Again, it was a death match. These two put on a heck of a show. The fact there was titles on the line, I thought it was the same kind of match. The fact we had titles on the line, before I put it above it, still it's a 4-star match. Number 3 on the list comes from Homecoming 1, the main event, July 25th. Game Changer Wrestling World Heavyweight title line in a death match. Nick Gage versus Matt Cardona. Yeah, this match was super crazy. If you go on Twitter, I believe it is still up. It was up on... Yeah, it was Twitter, because I didn't end up sharing it into my our family chat for the Pulse family. Let me find it real quick here. So yeah, it's definitely out there. So you can go out there and find that and watch that match alone. And if you love that match, you can go grab the rest of the card. I'm not putting over Game Changer at all. Not at all. But yeah, I give that match 4 stars. So that match, I thought it was great. I thought it told the story. I thought it did a lot of good things for Game Changer Wrestling. So it's not on their YouTube page. Let me see if it's on their Twitter page. While I'm looking at that, number 2 on the list came from Tournament of Survival 666 on June 5th. It was known canvas, 200 light tubes. Alex Colon versus Atticus Kokar. What I like about Atticus Kogar, he is a smaller guy. He is talented as hell. He plays the heel persona damn near perfectly. I just think he is just uber talented. He's part of that 440 faction. If you see anything else, it'll say number four, then an O and an H and an exclamation point. The way it's pronounced is 440, not 440H. Let's see here. I'm on their YouTube page now, the Twitter page, to see if it's on there. I'm not seeing it. Huh. If they took it down or if it's still there somewhere. If I find it, I will retweet it out so you'll take a look at that. Oh, did I tweet it out to start out with? I think I did, actually. Let me get my page. Yes, so if you... That's not it. I'll have to look it up and see if stuff. I'll retweet it out if I find it. But anyway, so this Alex Columbus, Atticus Kogar, again, 200 light tubes, just a light tube festival. I mean, there was piles and piles of glass. Alex Columbus got the victory. I ended up giving it 4.25. And that is probably the highest I've ever given any type of death match. Next up, we from our spring break, April 9th, we had regular old match, Chris Dickinson, 30 Daddy versus the bad boy, Joey Janela. Joey Janela getting the victory there over Chris Dickinson. Both these guys, Chris Dickinson is part of Ring of Honor. He's part of some other indie promotion as well. Joey Janela is part of AEW. So it's kind of cool to see AEW Ring of Honor on this Game Changer show. As we know, the Forbidden Door has been busted wide open. We got Game Changer, we got NWA, we got AEW, Impact, New Japan, hopefully Ring of Honor, all trying to work together and show the wrestling world this is what's out there. The average wrestling person may not know that stuff is out there. If it wasn't the fact that I watch a ton of wrestling, I wouldn't know. But I watch just a stupid amount of wrestling, so I see all this stuff. Yeah, I see little clips. I'm not seeing that whole... That's crazy. And as on Matt Cordova, and I'm on Nick Gates' page now to see what's going on there. But yeah, so definitely, you should be able to look it up online. Again, I'll retweet if I find it. But that is going to wrap up the best of Game Changer Wrestling 2021. If you, again, check out their YouTube page, check out this video. When I find it, I'll get it shared. You can kind of see what is out there. I mean, not everything Game Changer is the death matches. They do have great other matches as well. It is a niche promotion. It is definitely something to check out. Again, I've watched 55 wrestling promotions this year, almost 4,500 matches. So I'm all over. I'm going to watch everything. So definitely hit me up if you got any questions about anything you want to check out. I definitely guide you there. Fight TV is a good place. Independent Wrestling TV is a good place. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.